Chaos963, doing it to you in 3D live once again, coming directly to you from the studio, 500,000 kilowatts of purity, uncut funk power. Hallelujah. Gonna do it right here. I quit quoting George Clinton, man. He's my guy. I love him, though, man. Cat was a genius. God, genius. There's so many geniuses out here. Geniuses and gods. There's gods out here among us. And there's the God in you. And when I see and recognize it, it just inspires me, man, to be a part of that. And so therefore, that's why I'm here on today, trying to inspire some of you to come and know and get an understanding of who you are. Chaos963, there's my information on the scroll down here. Just hit me up anyway, chaos963.com, Cash App, PayPal, Twitter, all of them Chaos963. The instant messaging is Chaos963HZ. That's the only one that is different, and it's there for you as well. Another show. No, not the word. It's not a show, but another program here for you to impart unto you some knowledge, some wisdom, some understanding, and get some synergy going. I get it, you get it, me, I get it, you get it, me, I get it, you. And that's how that energy gets to flowing back and forth. Let's rock and move in it. Before we get started, we're going to pay a little homage to the ancestors. I always do that as we invoke that ancestry power into the area and receive from them and draw on that. It is your right. It is your privilege. It is your, if I can even go as far as to say duty, to invoke that power. Some of what we'll be talking about today, if you read the scroll, the power in your word. And there is power there. And in using it, you invoke that power. It's very simple. You know, if you had someone that you needed to help you do a task, whatever that task might be, unless you called upon them and asked them and received that help, then you would be without help. Kind of simple. You're trying to move a group of things from A to B, and you can't do it by yourself, then you call on a friend. The story of the man or the boy that was trying to do some things and wasn't able to accomplish his mission, and his father asked him, he said, well, did you do everything you knew to do? And he said, yes, Dad, I tried everything, and I was not successful. He said, you did? He said, yeah, I tried it myself. I tried leveraging it, blah, blah, blah. And his dad said, yeah, well, you didn't call on me to help. So you did not do everything. Call on your ancestry. So before we get too far in depth into that, we're going to call on the ancestry. I've been promising to bring out some of the list of ancestors and deities and whatnot. And I'm going to do that so that you can have, there's a list, man. There's so many powers and strengths and entities that are ready to move on your behalf till it's just unbelievable. What's interesting, too, though, into that is that a lot of times as the times have changed, different hierarchy comes in. When we have those hierarchies, those leaders or whatnot change, then the spirits that are in place are changed in name. It's the same spirit, but within a different name. And so that's important to know as well. So a lot of times you're calling on, Heru or whoever it might be, it's the same deity, just under the Greek name or what have you. So that's good to know as well. But as I was saying, there's a lot of energy out there waiting to come to your support, to your aid. But also there's the ancestors that are waiting to come and aid you too. And I mean, whatever you need, they're ready. They're ready to move on your behalf. And so it just behooves you to tap into that, man. It is something that you need to do. So here we are, the 4th, the day after the selection. Or the selection actually is still coming because that's what it's about. But saying all that to say, you made it through. I mean, it's really no different today than yesterday. Just another day. And what I was trying to really get that across, man, a lot of folks was in distress. You don't need to be in distress. Bottom line is you are who you are still, and you still have the ability to invoke the power on your behalf to do your bidding, man, and get the things done that you would like to have done in your life. The power is there. The ability for you to tap into the power is there. The willingness, if you will, for that power to act on your behalf is there. Make it happen. So having said that, we're going to go ahead and do some libations, and I'm going to use these deities I've been using here for the last few days and whatnot, and go ahead and get this thing moving. But don't fail to sell yourself short on that. I know some of it folk don't understand, but it's irrelevant. When I was leading groups and all, when I was on my sabbatical in the belly of the beast, I led a lot of groups, and I would at times be wondering, what am I to say? What am I to present? Because I was doing a study every night of the week. And at one point I thought, man, I don't even know what else to talk about. This thing is endless, man. The knowledge is endless, and the resources are endless. And I remember when the Spirit told me, said, I have 1,000,000 ways for you to make $1 million. I have 1,000,000 ways for you to make $1 million. Resources is no problem. So when you tap into this with that understanding, it's no problem, man. And it's not going to be no problem. It's not going to be no problem. You're going to tap into this thing and make it do what it do. So, like I said, in the morning, man, I wake up and knowledge is just revealed to me. This topic, that topic, this issue, this scenario that needs to be covered. It's just right there. So I encourage folk to step off into it, man. Step into the deep, because it's just waiting on you. Endless power, endless resources, endless energy at your request. So then, it's libation time. There's probably as many powers as there is things on the planet. I mean, there's levels of intelligence in all things, and so into that, I looked at the one movie, Doctor Strange, and it was so interesting when the code became animated, and that energy and all was demonstrated to the point where the code was communicating. And then he got on him and he protected him. We've been shut down, man, from so much for so long till when we see the real, we don't even understand it and don't believe it a lot more than that. We just, that's foolishness, that's childish, that's this, that, and no, man, this is it, man. This is it. This is it. It's not a rehearsal. It's not. It's not. This is it. And because of that, man, tap into it. Make it yours. And I say that to say when I was leading the groups, I would oftentimes get revelation knowledge that I hadn't had a chance to vet in the Bible. I hadn't had a chance to get scriptures and whatnot to go with the knowledge I was getting. But I knew the knowledge was real and coming from the Spirit, and so I would go with it. And what was interesting, as I would start to teach on the stuff, I would get revelations that would support what I was teaching. I would get it first, start teaching, and get revelation and scripture to support it after I started. Start, take off, move in this. Make a step, man. God, be more careful. G. Myrtle, Ashe. William Fredericks, Ashe. Idalis, Ashe. Daddy Lenny, Ashe. Ava Shani, Ashe. Wayne Tucker, Ashe. Janice, Ashe. Demetria, Ashe. To all we finna get these cats. And then I got it, because a lot of folks, I know they tripping on the spirits here, so I'm finna, man, there's so much that you can tap into. Belef, Ashe. Belam, Ashe. Zagan, Ashe. Payaman, Ashe. Vini, Ashe. Bali, Ashe. Person, Ashe. Asmodee, Ashe. La Roda, Ashe. La Petro, Ashe. Ashun, Ashe. Israel, Ashe. Shango, Ashe. Tango, Ashe. Adolescent, Ashe. Ola, Ashe. Amaya, Ashe. Balabanani, Ashe. Betalu, Ashe. Batala, Ashe. Ogun, Ashe. All the spirits known and unknown, Ashe. All the ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. Ali, Ashe. Prince, Ashe. All your ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. The fairies, Ashe. The imps, Ashe. Hallelujah. Mother Nature, Ashe. Father Time, Ashe. Hallelujah. So this is what we're talking about today. You man, moving till you got them, man. This is what time it is. You know, I'm watching dudes, man. There's one scripture says he saw the peasants riding and the princes walking. You know, because his power is not in where it's supposed to be. You know, we got off cue and all whatnot. But that's a mood issue. We finna get it right. It cannot not be got right. You know, it cannot not stop. This thing is going to move on, and it's going to move in, do what it's supposed to do. As the power is released, there are going to be folks tapping into it, and there are going to be folks that ain't tapping into it. And the folks that tap into it, they're going to increase in power, increase in strength. You know, it's like anything. If you have several lines, the income, for example, you have multiple streams of income, you got more money than if you got one stream of income. You know, if you got several entities giving you energy and juice, it's like that. Half of the stuff that was going on even on yesterday was a big ritual anyway. And folks, because we've been dumbed down and mummified, we don't see or get an understanding. All of it is about that. Christmas, all the holidays, the people, oh, them are pagan holidays. Yeah, exactly, you know. And they build it up, and folks tap into it, and then they give it their energy. And when they give it their energy, man, suck off that energy, man, and go for them. Listen, man, I got a lot of stuff going on, man, and a cat can take advantage of. Go to Chaos963.com and see what I'm talking about, and we'll make it happen. I'm going to be in and out quick today because I'm going to be in and out quick. So, whoop, there it is. I'm going to share this screen, right, because it's vital. So, again, let's look at the topic here. And the topic is simple. The power in your word, man. And there's power in your word. And I keep it, simple. Break it down to the lowest common denominator. When you speak, things happen. Literally, things happen on so many different levels. When you speak, vibrations go out. Vibrations cause energy to move forward, and that energy is moving forward and causing things to happen, even on multiple levels, on a spiritual level, on a conscious level, on a subconscious level, on the natural level. For example, if you're out and your dog is over there and ran away, and you go, hey, get it, Fido, and you don't put that out, it sends out that commandment, and he turns around and comes. Well, when you put it out in the spirit, it sends out a commandment, and the thing has to turn around and come. When you send out that word, that power, that spirit, it goes out and accomplishes what it's supposed to do. The Bible said that he will not let your word return void. He said, I'll not let your words fall to the ground. Well, if he's saying that, there's a reason he's saying that. There's a reason that we even have the power of the word. Logos. Why do you think they said logo? The power of the spoken word. The thing is simple, man. It's real simple, and I at times tend to frustrate because I'm looking at folks not getting this. I'm like, wow, man, this is heavy duty, man. How can we not be getting it? But instead, we move to the contrary. We say, whoa, man, and then we go to confessing negative stuff. This is killing me. I'm feeling sick. I'm always down. I hate what's going on, blah, 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 blah. And as we say those things, that's what we strengthen to manifest. These kids is killing me. Okay, well, get you a casket. Get you a casket, because if you keep saying these kids is killing, man, they getting on my last nerve. Okay, you finna have one nerve left, man, and they finna get on that. You need to understand that this is law, and it's going to be law whether you realize it or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you move in it or not for your advantage, then or your disadvantage, then it's going to do what it is designed to do. Irregardless of what you think about electricity, it will electrocute you. Irregardless of what you think about fire, it'll burn you to a crisp. Irregardless of what you think about winter, winter will kill you. Don't prepare for winter and go out there with no coat on. Go out there with no shoes on. Go out there with no heavy coat or clothes or what have you on, and watch what happens. This thing is power, and it's set up. It's law. And one of the laws is, as a man thinketh, so is he. So as you think, then you are manifesting that thought, and that's what's going to come. It's going to be right there. You're where you are today because of what you thought yesterday. You're where you are today because of what you learned and believed on yesterday. Where are you going to be tomorrow? Where are you going to be tomorrow? We got to get in line with the laws, man. Either get in line with them or become so big that you can circumvent them. Because if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. They got cats, man, that levitating, walk through water and walking on water. That's what they were talking about in that. He was trying to show you these things and greater things you can and will do. If you believe, faith of a mustard seed, believe and it shall be done unto you. Believe when you pray, these things shall come to pass. Understand this, man. That's what it says. But we're kind to be taught away from that. Oh man, that's fairy tale. Okay, look, yeah, you can call it fairy tale if you want. I'm telling you all them books and stuff. I was sharing about the books, the different books that this word and whatnot has been delivered through, from the Gnostic scripture to the Greek religions, the Schofield Latin Bible, the Septuagint, the Book of the Dead. Man, listen, all these books is telling about this stuff. And it's incumbent upon you to get this knowledge implemented in your life and then reproduce it. Man, you got to get on this, man. Let show you this, man. Here now, God. This thing is so powerful, so good, so rich. Check this out, man. When you get an understanding about this, man, everything's going to change. Everything's going to change, man. Say it, believe it, and watch it come into manifestation. So then we're going to go over here. And you need to come on with that drag, man. You need to come on with that drag. Adding out the shield. So check this out, man. Watch this, watch this. When we come over here, look. It says, now I want to get this all the way back, but no, we're going to take it all the way back. It says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And listen to that, man, even right there. Man, let me tell you, man, we're talking literally millions of years in these lines. In these sentences, millions of years. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, look at that. God said, let there be light, and there was light. I need you to say, let there be light in your life, and there'll be light. I need you to understand that you need to pronounce, say, and understand that God ain't had a mouth and vocal cords and all that doing this. So when he said it, he manifests the word. That's a whole different one day, I'm sure. But God said, let there be light, and there was light. Look at this. And God saw the light and that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. Man, that is so deep. That is a lifetime of study in them verses right there. A lifetime of study in them verses. It says, and God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. After he said, let there be light, he did that, and he divided the light from the darkness. That's powerful stuff. Going back to this, it says here in Genesis, God said, let there be a firmament and in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the water. Let me tell you, that's a whole lifetime of study in that verse right there, getting an understanding about the waters and the dividing of the water. I've read and studied that the only thing that is primordial is water that was here before us, everything. That's the mood issue. I don't get to want chasing rabbits, but that's some deep stuff right there in and of itself. So God said, let the firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Watch this now. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. We talk about the platonic plates. I was speaking about that on the other day ago. And he divided the waters from the land, and there was one land mass. And God said what? And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas, and God saw that that was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb yielding seeds, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. That is a whole study into itself. That is a study about how not only the fruits and the vegetables, but everything follows that pattern. Them are laws, man, that's going to be followed. But God said, let that be. He's laying down laws, man, for this here. From now on, this is what's going to be happening right here. While we're in this, man, and then he talks about in the seed will be for fruit, and he calls the seed meat. But that's not what I'm talking about. God said. That's what we focus on here. He said, and when he said it, it was so. He didn't come out there and say, oh, it's dark. Ooh, it's dark. He didn't do that. He said, let there be light, and there was light. And God called the firmament of heaven, and God the waters of the heaven, and God said the earth was, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, fruit, and herbs. And the earth brought forth grass, just like he said, and herb yielding seed. The earth did what he said. This earth and all is waiting to do what you say. Everything around you is waiting to do. My son was having some experiences, right? Some supernatural experiences. And he said some things that had kind of manifest on him. And I'm careful to bring them in, but anyway. And so it frightened him. Anytime you have that natural come up against that supernatural, there's concussions in that, man. And so anyway, I was telling him that when stuff like that happens, one, take authority over. Don't be afraid of that. I was telling you about my friend that was hearing voices and carrying on all her life. And nobody really knew how to do it. They gave her these medications, and medication slowed her down, but it made her weirded out and slowed her down and messed with her weight and her moods and all that. She didn't like that. She'd go off the medicine, it'd get weird, she'd go back on the medicine. That part would stable out, but the other part would go haywire. And it was back and forth. Off and on, it was like a rubber band, just wearing her out, man, and it eventually it killed her. She gave up. She said, I cannot handle this. I'm telling you, you can handle this and a whole bunch more. When you got to understand, I told my son, I said, I don't care what's happening. You the authority. I don't care if King Kong come through that door. You tell him what to do. Bow down. You the authority. He gave us that power right here, man. So it says, and the earth brought forth, and the evening and the morning were of the third day. Now watch this, man. I need you to watch this kind of close, okay? We're going to jump over here. Check this out, man. Check this out. It says, and the fortune day of the years, let the waters bring forth abundant. I went too far. Earth and where is it? And the evening and the water with the fur and the heaven gathered together, and so in the bada boo boo boo. Okay, we're gonna find it now. I'm gonna show you something right here that is really good. That was 13. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Let me get back over here to this other part. Okay, so here, let me bring forth grass and food. Okay, here we go. And the evening and morning were the third day. Now watch this. I need to bring just this up, but that's cool for now. So it says, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be signs for seasons and for days and for years. Talking about some sun and some moon going on, right? But now check this out. He talking about some sun and moon, and God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser to rule the night. He made the stars also. Okay, so here we are at 16, right? 16, right? He says, and God made two great lights, okay? The greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night, okay? But now check this out. We go all the way back to 3 here, and it says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Okay, so when we go out in the morning, you're going to look up, and you're going to look up to what? You're going to look up to the sun, right? And you're going to see the sun, and the sun is going to be doing what? Giving you light. So anytime we're dealing with things, we deal with that sun, and the sun gives us light. I'm going to tell you something that's weird. When they go out in outer space and they be looking around, how come outer space ain't all lit up? Think about that. But here's what I really want you to think about. God said back here on 3, and let there be light, and there was light. But he don't create a sun and a moon to up here at 16. And God made the two lights great. So where was the light coming from? It wasn't coming from the sun or the moon. Where was the light coming from? It was coming from his power. Because he said it, it was so. I don't need a sun or a moon or nothing else. If I say let there be light, there's going to be light. I'm telling you, you don't need no proof of nothing where nothing's coming from. If you say let there be prosperity, there'll be prosperity. You ain't got to have the vehicle. You ain't got to have the way. You ain't got to have a system set up already in place for the things you say and call into existence. When these things are called into existence, they got to manifest. Why? Because you said so. Because you said so. Oh, well, we don't have no way to make that happen. I don't care if you have a way to make it happen. It's going to happen. Why? Because I said so. This is what we're dealing with. Telling folk, man, you need to start putting this stuff into action. And you folks worried about the stuff steady still that you see. It tells you in the word that these things were made from things that are not seen. It was manifest from things that are not seen. You steady looking for some stuff. You steady looking for a reason. You steady looking for something that you understand. I'm telling you, I would be speaking and I would go to bed and I would get up and I would have this word and I would go speak that word and I had no proof of what I was saying spiritually. But I knew that it was coming from my spirit. I had no physical proof. I had no biblical proof. I didn't know where it was about. And these were so-called Bible studies. So I thought. But I'm telling you, later on, I would be, and it would come right there just like that. Oh, boom, there it is. Because I had no fear or nothing about, let me tell you something. When they sent me up to them penitentiaries, I wasn't never supposed to go home. They had me doing the equivalent of 2 life sentences. One for the fed, one for the state. Wasn't never supposed to get up out them joints. I got up in there and I told them cats, yeah, I'm going home, man, in a couple of years here. I'm not hanging out here with you cats, man. Oh, yeah, okay, man, it'll be all right. Man, there was nothing that could be seen to make that possible. You're dealing with some situation and there's nothing that you see that can make that possible. But I'm telling you what you say. It says, Hebrews 11, 1:11, faith is the substance of things hoped for. You ain't got to have the bread, the milk. You ain't got to have no eggs. You ain't got to have none of that. Your word is that. You don't have to have a way to make the money. You don't have to have no system set up in place. All you have to have is your word. All you have to have is your word. And as you speak the word, the universe is going to get everything else in line and bring that thing into fruition. Because your word is the creative force of the universe. You are the firstborn of many brethren. Okay, if that be the case, then I am God. I don't know why that freaks people out. So until you get it in you good enough, you'll realize it, know it, understand it, and believe it. How could it be any other way? How could it be any other way? You got your mother, you got your father, and they got together and they created you. And so now when you come on the planet, what are you? You're whatever they are. You're a human being. You're not a dog or a cat. That being the case, if as it says here in the beginning, he said, let us create man and in the beginning of heaven, everything was where is it at? It's in there. Let us create man in our own image. And that's what they did. Therefore, if you're created in that image, if you're created in his likeness, then you are what he is. Generator, operator, and destroyer. That's who you are. That's who you are. Start speaking it. And if you don't stop speaking that negative stuff, your spirit is trying to keep you on track, trying to hold all that foolishness back. But you keep saying the dumbest in the world. I don't think I can. Okay, well, then you can't. I'm not going to make it. Okay, well, you ain't. You ain't. I'm telling you right here and now, man, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaking. And whatever that mouth speaks, that's what's going to be coming into fruition. That's what's going. When you speak that stuff, all of the universe starts lining up with what you said. And depending on where your faith level is, where you understand what, depending on how fast and to the degree of which it's going to come out. But man, don't fool around and believe this if you want. Believe this if you want. Watch what happens. I'm telling you, man, it was a point where I was showing up. I had to really watch. And that is even so now. But then I didn't understand it. But it's even so now. I had to watch what I was saying. Because the stuff was coming around so quick. I was like, whoa. Let me be careful. You won't just be telling, man, you go to hell. Poof. Whoops. Whoops-a-daisy. I'm telling you, man, this is what's up. This is who we are. This is what we're about. Time to be about it. Time to be about it, man. Time to be about it. All righty, listen, I'm gonna get on up out here, man, because I can't get my display back up now. Oh shoot, where is it at? There we go. All righty then. Hey, I'm finna come on up out of here. I enjoyed it. Hey man, and glad all that other madness is behind them. And it was madness, and I'll say that. And now it's time for us to move in the power and the strength and energy that we are. And that's what's up. That's what's up. Chaos963 doing it to you in 3D. So groovy that I kind of groove with me. Love doing it for you. Love being here, man, and just digging it all. Same bad time, same bad station on tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to something new and different. Tomorrow I'm going to start hitting a double broadcast. I'm going to go YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. I've been working that out, and that's what's finna happen. And this ain't no stopping it. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I can't lose. I can't be stopped. I can't lose. Yeah. You can't be stopped and you can't lose. Yeah. God said and there was. You said too. And on that note, I'm gonna bid you adieu. And